I was reading the headlines.
Oh, hello.
Let me try this now, guys.
All right, I'm just gonna give it a minute.
Did you know that are we still not live? What's happening?
Okay, I think we're live now. So sorry about that, audience. We were just dealing with a massive amount of technical issues due to updates.
No, I feel like we should have tested this out beforehand.
All right, now when I put Comic Fanatic Phillies shows up first.
We're live now. Yeah.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right, so we're live. We're officially live, guys.
Are we? I don't
yes, we are. I'm looking at it on the YouTube. It's right here.
No. I see it. No, I'm saying that when I put in Comic Fanatic, Phillies name shows up first. I don't know what happened.
I still don't have the link, so give me a quick moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my life. Oh, found it. Got it. Yay.
Okay, good. Yes, we're doing it.
Yes,
Can I be honest with you? I only saw like 30 seconds of one of these trailers, and I didn't even watch it.
Which, in fact,
why? You had a whole week.
How about you just...
I'm sorry that I have a job and other things that I was doing.
Yeah, you had out of 24 hours, you couldn't spare 2 minutes. That's what you're telling me.
We're not
because I don't care about these trailers.
We're not looking for
Then
honesty.
just say that.
Okay, lie to us next time. All right.
Here, you know what? I will silently watch one of the trailers. Let me just go on.
No. I just heard you say you scared. It was like I was up 30 seconds.
You won't know I'm watching it.
You won't.
I'll never have you updated on my game. You'll never know what I did.
I mean, if it's all the same, which sometimes I just read while we're talking.
It's same.
That's a you're a certified fraud, which wasn't. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Yep.
Yo, I got 2 words for you. Anthony Scaramucci.
What the hell was that?
Anyway.
I don't know, but I'm sure someone knows who that is.
Okay. All right. But anyway, guess you guys want to get started now?
Yeah, definitely. We're like 10 minutes late. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, let's get to it. Welcome to PNN. Yep. Welcome to PNN Live. You're hearing me, Cryptid Seeker 415, asking y'all to have an iron heart for an iron fist.
Yes, and it is.
What does a little black girl have to do with that story?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Can we move on?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Jake Tylenol. I am he who chronicles the Mask of Light. That's all I have.
Yeah. I'm a guy.
Okay.
That's a brick by the day.
Fair enough. I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and if you're going to Tucson Comic-Con, let me know on Twitter. I'm bored.
Yes.
I got no friends, so let me know.
Yes.
If you see which, we'll say your name on the stream.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you see me at Tucson Comic-Con this year in my cosplay, then we'll get your information and we'll say your name on the live stream next week, the week after.
Yes. And together we form the Fanatics and we talk about the news and reviews of the week on Mondays. Really, we just stick to the news. You know, sometimes we break the rules, sometimes we don't. I don't know. But mainly it's the news.
Sometimes you break the rules.
Sometimes I break the rules.
Yeah.
If it's very important or not, who knows?
Oh my god.
You watch a guy saying, "I'm the one who knocks," and all of a sudden you're the doorman now, Jake.
That's true.
You're the doorman.
Well, listen. We got an exciting episode for you guys today. X-Men 97 is back in the news. Some brutal drama is coming out. I won't call it drama. I just call it like a thing that happened. But you know, it's interesting.
Nah, it's drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you got sick of that one DC topic we have, don't worry. We're talking about Lion King and some Marvel what ifs.
Yeah.
You know, and more. So you know, don't
yeah.
forget
Speaking of things to talk about, aren't there certain socials we should talk?
That is true.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I heard that rumor.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately or unfortunately, I know the rumor very well.
Mm-hmm.
With no no freaking bullshit about it. So you can subscribe to us, you know. Don't subscribe to the other comic fanatics. Subscribe to us. At least we post, you know.
Yeah.
You can also follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. We post the updates on there, and sometimes we post other things, but mostly updates on when we're live, so that you know. Just in case we do not have post notifications on, besties. Anyways, yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U, because we've been through this. That's been established that I'm not changing it anytime soon. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at witch_of_Jotunheim. I do postings on there. Yeah, and also I'm currently in the process of posting my first ever fan fiction on AO3, so stay tuned for that nonsense. And yes, it is an Alpha Flight fan fiction, so stay tuned. Wink wonk.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. So
I guess
like and subscribe. Tell us the things that you're interested in, so we can bandwagon you and talk about it too. So,
And if you're lucky, we might have another anime night in the future.
we might.
Yay.
Next week, I want to form a Sentinel. Oh, I'm tired of being Voltron.
Sentinels are all the rage naudays, so all right.
Let's make a transforming combiner.
It is what it is. But we should probably get started. We're late.
All right. Well, okay. Let me post up the picture. Okay. Who wants to do the honors of the first topic of the night?
Oh, you know, my screen is all white. Despite you hearing me, I can't see shit.
This is a bit sexually charged for our audience here, but I guess we should talk about the X-Men '97 showrunner versus Disney.
Beau
versus Marvel.
Demayo, yeah.
Versus Marvel. Okay, so he's not fighting.
Disney. He used Marvel specifically and not the parent company. I thought that was very interesting.
All right. Okay. Marvel of all people.
Marvel has been.
It's the project in question is on Disney Plus. So.
And as we learned from Disney this week, if you even looked at Disney Plus and signed that agreement, then you're liable for whatever damages happens in your life.
And that's why we're saying Marvel, not talking about Disney.
That quietly was insane to me.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was a PR.
But yeah, no.
Oh, they win that case. That has insane complications for the future.
That really does.
Yeah.
But
I swear, man, they expect you to have mouse eye to look at all that fine print. You know,
you tried to watch Infinity War. That means you can legally die on our property by our fault, and nothing happened.
Real quick, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually trying to find the Disney Plus terms of agreement because I want to see where it says what that would be. But yeah,
I'm sure I'm sure just like on one random line where it's like Disney is not responsible for anything happens to you if you hold this subscription. Like one random line. But
yeah.
So people who don't know, to say the guy's name because I can't see.
Beau Demayo.
Demayo.
Yeah,
well, Mr. Demayo. He was fired by Marvel specifically a while back before X-Men 90, almost said 92. X-Men 97 came out. It was super successful. So everyone's wondering why he was fired. Mm-hmm. People assumed it was the OnlyFans situation, which I'm sure is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But he himself was quiet about why. No, that's a bigger reason what he did. Because people are done the works with Marvel. They have no reason to single him out. And that's what I'm about to get into. Mm-hmm. He being coy about it. And it seems like he was trying to garner more attention and fanfare. If you follow his tweets leading up to all this. To try to get force Marvel to put him back in the running and in the seat in charge of everything.
Yep.
So he ended up accusing Marvel of firing him because he posted some spicy Pride fan art of Cyclops. And it looked like him as Cyclops.
Can I go off on that real quick? Can I talk about this real quick?
Go ahead.
If you look up almost any X-Men character, especially male X-Men characters, you're going to get fan art like this everywhere.
Yeah.
Trust
Yeah.
me.
Wait.
I looked up the North Star tag on freaking Instagram because I can and I'm allowed to. You see like 20 of these types of fan art, by just like scrolling just once.
Yeah, this is pretty
Wait.
tame compared to most of the other fan art, really.
That's what I was getting into, because I believe he did lie about that.
Yeah.
Because if you know any other artist or person who animator on this show, they have done way worse fan arts and they are fine.
Yeah.
And like even the What If artists have done way more sexy, spicy fan art, and they are fine. I doubt they will look at this one guy, see the successful stuff he did, and fire him because of that.
Yep.
But Marvel, a week after he said, well, a few days after he said it, I want to say actually like one day.
Yeah, it was in a span of a couple hours. Oh, they were quick to respond.
Marvel released. Actually, they released. We wanted to keep quiet on this because they were trying to keep a lot of negative. If you know anything, because of the thing going on with Disney, there's a lot of like negative stuff going on. Press going on with Disney. We talked about it earlier, and a few other things. So they didn't want to add any spotlight to anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Disney been in controversy back to back for the last few, I want to say, weeks. If you include the thing about that guy Jake, who we were talking about, who got like they gave him a girlfriend to spy on him. He like snitched on everything about Disney and their hiring practices and stuff like that.
Which got married, by the way. That was never talking about the animation. That was crazy.
Yeah, but that's what Disney was bearing. But they fully said we were trying not to do this because no one wanted this type of attention anymore. But they revealed the reason they fired him was because he was being kind of creepy to people under him. And if you know, as a boss, you can't do that, especially not in modern day.
Yeah.
This ain't the 60s anymore, I'll probably tell you that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even okay back then, but it was a lot more social.
Yeah, it wasn't okay, but it was. They accepted it more. I guess that's the best way to say it.
I heard like so many conflicting things about his firing that I'm just gonna wait.
That's my problem too.
Just because he's doing this to male staffers doesn't mean it's all right, you know. So.
Yeah, 2 male staffers have come out anonymously. One before Marvel did an announcement, one after. But this is anomalous. I didn't really want to talk about it, like, because I don't know if it's true or not. But then again, I guess some guys wouldn't want to, put it out there that some guy was in this type of stuff, the type of nasty stuff. To be fair, but everything around this is iffy. Like I said, more people under Marvel had posted way worse stuff, and they're fine. So I really doubt that's the reason. I don't think he specifically keeps saying Marvel and not Disney. It's weird because the OnlyFans feel like a way bigger deal. like this artwork. It's true that it's sad, but I'm leaning to more towards not true, and to the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, I said this when we first talked about this whole during his firing, right? You know, audience, if you want, you can look up our past episodes. We talked about, you know, the whole OnlyFans things, right? I knew there was something else going on behind the scenes that was not to be told, but again, those behind closed doors. But in light of all this, yeah, I can see why they wanted to keep this under wraps. You know, from what I was understanding, is the fact that he went with the story, you know, about this picture being he got fired. It's because he was upset after learning that he wasn't going to get any credit for
season 2.
Yeah. They took that out. They took his name out of the credits. Either that, or they completely swept all his contributions to the season 2 and got rewritten. I guess that might have been justification for getting his name out. You know? So,
yeah. Because if people don't know, why he didn't finish season 2, obviously. He did write some of the storyboard for the first few episodes. If I remember correctly, he wrote a lot of dialogue for some people.
Yeah.
And the overall like outline of the season he helped put together.
Mm-hmm.
I think up until like half the season, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha. A significant chunk, you know?
Yeah, but
So,
like I said, it's a weird situation. We probably need to wait for more details.
Yeah,
uh,
that's my mindset going into this. I'm gonna wait until more information comes out, and then I will cast judgment because I've moved on past just blindly blaming people. You know, I've grown enough as a person. This is not 2016 anymore.
mhm. Yeah, according to Demayo's statements, though, he has more to tell. Like, this is going to be the last you'll hear from him on what he has to say about the work of
Yeah,
Marvel.
the Disney payouts have anything to say about it, you won't be hearing about it. They'll hear the story if they can.
I mean, just from my standpoint, like it does seem like he's going with a scorched earth mindset. I don't know how far he wants to go in this case. Has it already been clear that he's going to take Marvel to court over this?
If he does, he'll be stupid.
Yeah. So
you're not. You're not the lady who passed away recently with the Disney thing. Okay, you are going against Marvel. All that. You don't have a clear W in this case right now.
Yeah.
That you can go for.
Especially
because even if it's not true, Disney Marvel can just get someone to lie that you did it, and you're done. Like it's not big deal. It's over. Yeah, don't sue about it. Just sweep this stuff on the rug. You could have got another anime show. You could have been working for DC or now James Gunn style.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what the purpose is for you bringing all this to light, but and does anybody else have thoughts on this that they want to put in? Jake?
Nope.
I know that Marvel is known to not really treat their creatives really well, especially nowadays. A good example for that is Leah Williams, who's a writer. So maybe it could be something like this, maybe not, but for right now, I'm just gonna wait, and then when I get more information, I will cast my judgment. But for right now, I'm leaving it there.
Gotcha.
I think that's.
I will say if it's not,
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
If it's not true, I do wish this guy the best. While I didn't like all of '97, it was still a better show than most. And Monday, even with him, even with his style of trying to include, LGBT stuff, what doesn't work with a lot of ways people try to shove it in. He shoved it in pretty well. Well, he didn't shove it at all. He worked it into the narrative really well.
He did, and I'm actually.
So we can use.
Go
ahead.
How he would. I'm actually kind of curious how he would implement these queer characters into a more major role, like how he did for Morph, but like with other characters as well. You know. Let Morph.
I kind of agree.
You know what's a shame? Which he probably had ideas for.
I don't agree with that to a degree. Or Wolverine. We're not doing that to Wolverine.
No, yeah, sorry. He needs to be with Kurt. Sorry.
Okay. I'll let that one slide.
We'll talk about shipping later, besties. Yeah. Just hit me up on Twitter. We'll talk about shipping.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of a shame. Like if Marvel is going the route of trying to remove all the work he did for season 2, you know.
From my understanding, they weren't really getting rid of all of it. It was just they were getting rid of they were getting more some of the story stuff because they were changing some of the story based on the feedback from season 1. There were clearly like some narrative elements people didn't like the rope needle stuff and stuff like that. So they're getting rid of some of the stuff he wrote, from my understanding.
Yeah. But I think they want to get rid of enough so that they can legally take his name out of the credits. That's the thing.
I mean, technically, since he doesn't work there anymore, shouldn't they already be able to do that?
I know, right? These things are so messy. Contract.
Like if the director gets fired, even though he wrote some of the script, they're not gonna put his name in the credits. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I love a movie.
That's true. Yeah. Man, it's just unfortunate that all this controversy had to happen because, like, you can imagine everybody who was coming into this project of X-Men '97. Based on what I saw in this season, you could tell that they were fans. They really genuinely wanted to continue be respectful to the source material of all the animated shows from the projects from the '90s. With exception to the Black Panther situation. So it's just kind of saddened to hear like this is what everybody has to deal with.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like I said, let's wait for more information.
gotcha.
I have been hearing a lot of conflicting things, so yeah,
Mhm.
we'll leave it there until we get more information.
Gotcha.
So we can talk about it another week.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is either a messed up situation or Marvel is the most pettiest company I've ever seen in my life. So I think it's
They're
funny
pretty,
on one side.
they can be pretty
Mhm.
petty.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Gotcha.
so I don't know. Let's go to the next topic.
Okay. All right then. I guess with that, let's move on to the next one. Hold on a sec. Jake, do you want to do the honors of this one?
Bruce Timm explains why he gender bent Penguin in the Batman the Cape Crusader, which I think, if I remember, yes, you did read the review on that episode. I did rewatch that episode. So, so everyone knows my show. Loved it.
Yeah.
Basically,
you have
Bruce
the quote?
and said, listen, guys, Batman doesn't really have a lot of, like, female villains.
Mhm.
So we just kind of want to add some. And I was like, you know what? Let's do something different with Penguin.
No. You got to read the full thing, Jake. This man says one of the problems with Batman, as he is that there's a lack of good villains. He didn't say females; he said good villains in general.
Oh, what?
Okay, look. I got the quote. I got the quote right here, guys.
I got it right here. I'm reading it.
Okay, you want to read the whole thing? Go ahead.
Yeah, James and I were talking about the overview of the show, and we said one of the problems with Batman, as he is that there's a lack of good villains. You got Catwoman, you got Poison Ivy, you got Harley Quinn, but it'll be really good to have more female villains. So at first he just says there's not a lot of good villains in general, and then he says they should be more female villains.
I think he
and on top of my head, we never could really figure out how exactly what to do with the Penguin and what gimmick for the Penguin.
No,
so if we just gimmick though.
He's saying, and off the top of my head, I said we never really could figure out exactly what to do. Yeah, exactly what Austin just said.
I feel like
I
feel like he must
he
have
misspoke.
He says that it's so weird. He says he's talking about villains, but he's talking about female villains. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he just misspoke. I think he meant to say female villains.
Yes, I think he meant villains in general first, and then he looked at it like, not only they're not good villains here, there's not a lot of good female villains at all.
That is the stupidest thing to say because one of the biggest problems with Batman in general is the fact that a lot of his villains are A-listers. You could put any one of them as a movie time villain, as a main villain, but that's the damage. You can't really progress these characters. You can't change their status for too long. Like, they're always stuck in that status quo,
Like, I don't know why. That's why I think he just misspoke because he of all people should know that's not the case. When he wrote the best Batman cartoon, a lot of those episodes. I mean, he fixed Mr. Freeze to make him the sympathetic one everyone loves so much.
Yeah,
I don't see why he feels this way. I think he just went female villains.
Yeah. As for the other part of his statement about not being able to know what to do with Penguin, I can contribute to that because look, when you look at Batman, right, the animated series, you have the two parts. I forgot what the first part was, where before the redesigns,
It was Batman the animated series, and then the new Avengers.
Batman.
The new Avengers. The new Adventures of Batman, I think it was. Where the redesigns happened.
Yeah.
So Batman. Penguin from the Batman animated adventures, they openly say they didn't really know what to do with the Penguin at that point. Like Penguin just took a while to find his footing, right? As a matter of fact, like one of his episodes was actually deemed their most hated episode, which was I have Batman in my basement or something like that, right? It wasn't until the new Adventures of Batman happened where Penguin found his footing as a gentleman, running an established nightclub. He was better as a background character, who did some shady stuff in the background, but he kept things professional,
Yeah,
even helped with that.
What he's done for most time in the comics, until a writer has an idea to do with him. I think that works fine for Penguin.
I think that's kind of where like the quote gets confusing. I feel like a lot of the villains that people grew up with Batman today are things that like they watched the animated series and said, oh yeah, this is like one of the best versions of those characters is in that show. So it's just weird for him. That's why I think it's a misspeak because there's no way he still thinks that today.
I think he does based on his comments around the Harley Quinn Nightwing movie. Is that what it was?
Okay, what did he say then?
Because even back then he was talking about he was having trouble picking villains for this movie because he didn't really know what to do with certain people.
That's really odd. I don't know how he feels that way at this far.
I never.
But like, I think this comes from a flaw of like all writers wanting to be like, oh, we should do something new. When most people, especially when it comes to combo stuff, is fine with stuff that's familiar to start off stuff, and you can try something new later.
Fans, audience, like I'm a diehard Penguin fan. The only thing that pissed me off about the gender bent Penguin was the fact that they didn't use his daughter Addison Cobblepot.
That was my same problem with Taskmaster. We'll get to later. So a lot of these villains that Marvel and DC have been gender bending have children or have female counterparts already. Just use them.
But I do. Okay, can I get my piece on real quick?
Yeah, let's let Witch speak. Yep.
So, I do see your guys' issues, and sometimes yes, that can be a problem. But sometimes you can blindly cast these characters, and it usually is okay. Sometimes it's not, depending on the situation. But honestly, from the clips I have seen of Penguin in this show, because I've seen clips on TikTok, is that she feels different from Oswald, and I think a different way, in my personal opinion. But I'm gonna have to watch the show so I can give like a full-on opinion. That's about the clips I've seen.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Penguin in this show. I have no problem with it.
Yeah. I don't love her. I don't hate her. She only has one episode. That's it.
Yeah.
And just to tell you this, Witch. Every adaptation of Penguin has a different version of every adaptation of Batman has a different version of Penguin. You're not going to have like Penguin from Adam West's show be the same as the Penguin from what's it?
The Batman.
The Batman.
Did you know that the Penguin from the Batman is getting his own show pretty soon?
Yep.
Everyone knew that. Yes.
And they already stated it's going.
Comic-Con,
it's going to have a Scarface route.
To me and my friend and asked us if we wanted to do an interview, like trivia thing. So
they're going to go with a Scarface like route for that version of Penguin, but that's not like something you would see like, let's say, the new Avengers of Batman version of Penguin would do. Again, different, same character, different routes.
Yeah.
Can I be real about this again? I like how, from the clips I've seen, that I guess in a way that she's more sinister. Is that the term I'm thinking of?
She's intimidating, like in a Big Mama style way, like Big Mom from One Piece.
I like that from the clip I've seen. She seems like a very confident woman who's not afraid to like take matters into her own hands if she needs to. That's what I've gathered.
This is the version of Penguin where you wouldn't expect her to be a crime lord, like she's singing.
From the clips I've seen, I think that's why I also like this version of Harley Quinn, because she's
which Harley Quinn is my favorite villain in that show.
We'll talk about Harley another time.
That's what
talk about the Penguin.
But keep going on.
I guess I'm just confused by the statements. It's like I feel like out of all the people to write for, Batman has to be the easiest. You can easily get a 7 out of 10 script for a Batman property without trying. I feel like
you can make every villain do the most expected thing for them, and people will eat it up because that's what they want from Batman. As long as he's being a detective in the plot, the villain and what they are initially doing when you first meet them. It's not going to matter as much as you think it is.
Right. So like it's just weird. And then on top of that, it's weird for him to say it when he's knocked it out of the park with these villains twice on two separate projects. So I don't know why he felt this way.
Well, that was just in that show. But once he adapted Batman and other stuff from that show, after that show went off, they haven't had that much success.
Yeah.
Like the Killing Joke, Harley Quinn and Nightwing, and like some 2 other things he did.
It's because he does something stupid. Like the Killing Joke was fine. It's just like he had this whole 30-minute bit that no one asked for. That was
What about Harley Quinn and Nightwing?
Harley Quinn, I didn't watch that movie. I didn't see it.
Yeah, you didn't like Nightwing getting raped for the 5th time?
Well, according to the boys director, that's funny.
No one likes that.
Well, that's funny according to the boys director. So
But wait, my look on it, like from the clips I saw, it is good. It just always feels weird when writers go out their way to do something they know it's going to make some people mad, and then just going the route of least resistance, would just be like, "Oh, this is Penguin's daughter, who is a character." You know what I mean? Yeah. Or this is finesse instead of Taskmaster himself.
Yeah.
Because people won't get mad. They'll be like, "Oh, we want Taskmaster," and they can do that later. But if people won't be mad that they're not here instead of being replaced.
It sounds like he wasn't trying to make anybody mad. It sounds like he just thought that this was the whole thing to do with.
Yeah, it feel like for him it didn't feel like it's such a big deal compared to like Taskmaster thing. To be fair, it was more or less like I want another female. We're just gonna do Penguin.
Yeah.
I just think in this day and age, you gotta understand. You gotta be aware as to what the reception will be if you pull a stunt like this. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also think that the female villain's point, he might have a point because I can't think of like Catwoman is barely a villain.
It depends on what you mean by villain, because that's my problem with Harley Quinn, is that her and Poison Ivy become anti-heroes more than villains, because they want to be like, oh, they have a point, but they can destroy the city, but they have a point, and like, okay,
yeah.
Other than that, like Lady Clayface and other people like that could be interesting. Nor Ice. Well, I almost said Iceman. Goddamn, Mr. Freak's wife, who people initially hated, but they have grown to like a little bit.
The more you mention these villainesses, Austin, you're basically telling me like the only interesting female villains in Gotham are just gender bent counterparts to male villains of Batman.
Well, to be fair, that's how it works for Spider-Man too.
That's true.
Spider-Man has less interesting.
For Spider-Man, every male character he has damn near has a female counterpart. The whole Sinister Six. We had a female JJJ at one point, but you just thinking Spider-Man as a female. Like,
I gotta say, audience, like, if you ever want, this is an underrated episode of the original Batman anime series, but go look at the Calendar Girl episode. I don't know if you all remember that.
Well, to be fair, they could have did something like Talia al Ghul. She hasn't really been on a lot of stuff recently, besides being Damian's baby mama. Lady Shiva. You could have did something with Sophia Falcone, since they're all doing like that gangster stuff. She could have easily fit this role as the Penguin lady did, because that's kind of what she was for a good while.
By the way, it's unclear. I feel like this Batman is highly trained. I don't know if he was trained by Raish though. I was trained with Talia, but I guess that's just a Batman Begins.
No, I'm just saying in general. When they think, we don't have enough Batman villains, there are a lot of actual female Batman villains. They just people don't like to write them as much as they used to. Like I said, the same role the Penguin felt, Sophia Falcone could have felt, because she basically was that a female crime boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
you got Nocturna. I remember Magpie. No one else does. I remember Magpie.
Well, I know Mankind from WWF, Austin.
Does Magpie.
Oh, Magpie. No, I don't know.
You already know Copperhead. She was in the Arkham games.
Yeah, I guess.
Is she have
White Rabbit, the stripper?
Oh, there's White Rabbit. There you go. Oh, come on.
Well, that's an underrated one. He could have tried to elevate to a new role. I think that people would appreciate it. But like that, I'm not mad at the Penguin thing. It's always going to be a weird choice for me when you do have alternatives that would have no bad repercussions at all.
Yeah, I just think it's Bruce Timm thinking too hard, which I guess for this series worked, but I think it's just him just thinking too hard when it's a Batman story. Don't really put that much stock in the villains. I think he thinks.
Well, most of these villains are first appearance. You just got to get them a good first impression. You can worry about building them up later.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, another second rate gem. What he did with Two-Face, I've seen it before, but the way he wrote it was pretty great. So I mean, like, you know.
Nah, this was I didn't see this version of Two-Face before, where like the human side face was the aggressive one, while the scarred up face was the sad, depressing one.
Well,
you know,
it depends on the comics. So some comics do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I meant more so the build up. I meant like the build up to where like, oh, he's Bruce's friend, and then like, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, there's only so many times you can see that same guy get acid in half his face. You know,
I've seen it before, but it was well written, and by the end, I really felt for Two-Face in a different way than I don't normally do. So like, that's an example of Bruce Timm doing something familiar, but it still hits the same. Like it's still in its own way.
Yeah.
So did you know Two-Face was based on JFK?
Say it again.
Oh damn!
Do you know Two-Face was based on JFK?
That's cool.
Oh damn!
Like his sense of justice and stuff. That was how JFK was as a person, like before the accident.
Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, like I said, there's examples of just doing similar things and just not having to go overboard. So I don't know what he's really talking about. I don't know why he feels this way, but I mean, he made a good show. So I mean, who am I to complain?
Yeah.
The real question I have is how much can he contain himself?
He's not going to
at some point he's going to undo that torque a little bit too much, okay? And it's going to blow up all over the screen. I'm just telling you.
I'm not seeing her getting in a bat costume. I'm not seeing her fall in love with Batman.
Hey,
look, bro, it just started. The show just started. You know what I'm saying? He got time to try to weave it in there. I'm telling you.
Austin Ed Brubaker's co-writing the direction of this show, so trust in him, all right?
But yeah, you know.
You're gonna get a photo cryptid. Season 2 gonna come out, and you're gonna be a photo of Bruce Timm and him fighting and beat up, and we're gonna know why. That's all I'm saying.
Whoever wins that fight decides the fate of the show. But
no, decided by a flip of a coin. You two.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
But
any final thoughts on this before we move on to the next, guys?
Choose your words better, Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
If you did mean good villains in general, you should have said female villains in that first part. Okay, you sound like you say that and then you segue to something else.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But alrighty then. I guess with that we can move on to the next topic, guys. And I guess I'll be the one to lead this one. Thunderbolts trailer leaked. That's right, audience. We got our first taste of the Thunderbolts.
I need Marvel to stop doing the same type of trailers for.
They thought they would say trailer music. I'm so sick of this goddamn song.
Yeah, it's like the door, the door. Like
that. He using "Where's My Mind." This is the fifth time I heard this song in a trailer.
I didn't even pay attention to this song. I was just looking at my boy John Walker there, just thinking of all the ways that don't screw that guy over. Like
he looked great. No, I don't think they screwed him over. I think they actually did him a favor.
Yeah, from what we saw, audience, from what we saw in the trailer, we see that John Walker looks like he has a child. Huh.
Well,
I don't think man. Get in where you fit in, little Nick. Look, I don't say little Nick.
Yeah, which John Walker has a little baby.
Why?
He had a girlfriend in Falcon. He had a girlfriend in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
He's a wife. He has a wife.
Soldier baby.
No, wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
look, he lost his black friend, so he had to make a new friend. Okay. I'm sure that kid's name is Lamar.
No, what's the female version of Lamar?
Lamara. Lenora. Let's go there.
Lenora. Okay, Lenore. Yeah. Do that. But I don't think any of us were expecting that. But yeah, I'm just looking at that scene, right? It just seemed like John wasn't really paying much attention to this kid. He was just more waiting on his phone and waiting for Val to call him. And yes, he was looking at an article stating the fall of a hero, John Walker. And in my mind, I'm thinking, are you kidding me? After everything the Flag Smashers did at the end of the show, are they still holding this against John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt they. No, I doubt they are. I'm sure that article was before that. He's still just lamenting over it
Mm-hmm.
because it's on camera him helping people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
on camera him helping try to save that bus and all that other stuff.
And,
So I'm sure the
yeah.
public isn't against him how they were the first time. At least
Yeah,
in
and
my
it's on
opinion.
and it's on camera to see that like the Flag Smashers were being vicious. We're actually trying everything to
Oh yeah.
kill those governors, you
Oh yeah.
know. But
To Crypto's point, because Jake, we argued this with him before when we reviewed this show.
yeah,
So I went on YouTube and I went to different sites to see what people thought about it, and I specifically went to see what army people thought about it.
yeah,
And while they say that John was in the right to do what he did in the sense of duty, they do understand that because of the PR nightmare, he would have been demoted Cap. So the way the show handled it probably was the best way.
mm-hmm.
But the idea of what he did is not wrong, if that makes sense. Him killing that guy who has a super soldier serum and putting arms up in that position isn't a surrender in a government sense, in an army sense.
Yes.
So John would not have recognized that as him giving up.
Yeah. Audience, if you get a chance, go watch this one person called Flip Coins. He's actually a former army veteran.
That's what I watched. I watched him in a few other ones.
Yep, he broke down from a military standpoint whether or not what he did was right or wrong, and if he was punished, what would reasonably be the punishment for him. And stated that like yes, he would be punished just to avoid a PR disasters from the government. You know, he was basically going to be a scapegoat.
At the end of the day, he's wearing a Captain America outfit. Like,
yeah.
You know
like, the more problem is that he decapitated a man in broad daylight in public in Captain America's uniform. Yeah, that's the only real problem with it. If he was a regular soldier, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And also, he wouldn't have been demoted or anything. He just would have been reassigned somewhere else, you know?
Yeah. In the show, you know, they want the show made it a bigger deal that it should have been handled, but I think that helped him. And because you watch like people's YouTube videos about John, there's a lot of people actually feel for him and like this guy. I feel bad for him. So I think him as a character still worked despite how Marvel treated him.
Just to be clear, most of us do like John. I mean, I like his character arc. I just agree that like realistically in that scenario, he was not staying Captain America after that decapitation. That would just not happen. Like if he was a military officer straight up, I could see him getting relocated. But it's different when you're actually like the world symbol for American superheroes.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the American dream, bro.
Yeah, you see, that's where he would have gotten reassigned to a new status, maybe like U.S. Agent, and why he needed to wear a black costume. You know, he could have done that. Yeah. But as far as his route in this, again, it just seems like he's out to prove himself in this movie based on the trailer we see, you know? Whether that'll work against him, it's yet to be seen. But again, coming from a John Walker fan, I'm not trusting modern day writers to be doing justice for him. Heck, you guys know I don't like seeing John in a versus matchup in the comics because I know how those always go out now, you know?
To be fair, he did pretty good in Force Works.
Yeah, that was good, but dude, you know they made like a Thunderbolts comic that was specifically based on this roster, right?
Yeah, if they do, John's going to be the one to take the L. I agree.
Dude, John was the only one in that team that got KO'd at the end by a Nazi.
He also got KO'd by Daredevil while still working for that team.
Yeah, true. But what made that even worse was the fact that the Nazi being Red Skull, beat John up with his own shield.
Yeah. Daredevil did it too. It's really kind of bad. Why they do that twice? That's kind of terrible.
Yeah, like even to the most die-hard John Walker hater out there, do you really mean to tell me that you want to see John get his ass kicked by a Nazi? Really? Really, you know?
Magneto to pull up so he can kill Red Skull himself. Like he did.
No problem with Magneto. He beat him up one time, but he's always like, every time you see Red Skull after that, he never does anything.
Yeah, it's amazing you should mention that, Witch.
Just kill all the Nazis for all I care.
Yeah, but Magneto has had a few interactions with Red Skull before, but he never actually killed them. amazing, right?
Yeah, but I do, as a Thunderbolts fan, I think I was the most vocal. Well, Kraven's also a Thunderbolts fan, to be fair. I think I was the most vocal against this team and its film before we saw the trailer, because everything about this goes against the premise of what Thunderbolts is, even if the origin of Thunderbolts it goes against.
Yep.
But after watching the trailer, it really did change my mind about it. Because Jake pointed out to me, I showed him the trailer after I saw it. The idea that the team wasn't formed traditionally, and like the mission basically formed the team, I think kind of saves this for me. Like you said, John's watching his kid, but just like Yolana, they're all these characters feel unfulfilled with what they're doing. They kind of feel like they're wasting their life. They could be doing so much better. In John's case, he was doing so much better.
Yep.
So they're all looking to prove themselves in their own different ways. So they all get stuck in this mission where they're supposed to retrieve this briefcase. So we see John fighting Yelena. Taskmaster jumps in, Ghost jumps in, and you meet Bob.
Yeah. It's confirmed the villain will be Sentry in Evil Superman. Which, this... Sentry, yeah, Bob's here.
Yeah. He straight up says, "Hi, I'm Bob." And they're like, well, "Why are you here, Bob?" And he says, I don't know. I wasn't sent here. Y'all was sent here." And then the whole place locks down.
Yeah. Which, honestly, this should really be John's MVP moment, because if they really are going up against Evil Superman, and I'm assuming this is post Captain America 4, right? I would think John would have an adamantium shield at this point, so he would literally have the only defense against an evil Superman. You know?
Yeah, and I would agree with you until they put Bucky in the film.
Well, that's not so much as defense.
No. I mean, in the sense of, I feel like Bucky would take a lot of scenes that John should get.
Oh yeah.
As another super soldier, I'm sure they're gonna do a scene with Bucky having the shield, because that's popular to do and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm worried Bucky being here will overshadow John's contribution to the team.
That's true.
I feel because Red Guard is also here, and like 5 people have the same exact powers.
He's a joke in this movie. We all know that. It's like even the trailer shows that. You know, he's just gonna be the buffoon of the team. But did you notice that like John's shield, it's not painted? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, it's just a different shield from the one he had in the Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but like, why didn't they go ahead and paint it the same colors as he is? You know? Huh,
I think they might do it in the film. He might get it later.
Yeah, probably.
But let's talk about the redesigns, because there are 3 redesigns in this trailer.
You want to lead, Austin?
Yeah, Ghost gets a more traditional Ghost outfit. I kind of like it.
I like
it's not a good costume in my sense, but I think it works better than her last costume. I think that's the most important thing.
I liked her first costume better.
In her OG movie, so any redesign will probably be better.
Yeah, it was more so based on Ghost's traditional costume. But I do have a problem with Ghost's costume in this, because it's another female dressed up in all black with a white head, and now I'm looking at another character, and that's the exact.
That's my problem. I don't know why they did it on both of them. I think it works with Ghost more than Taskmaster, who I'll let you start on.
All right, but before that, any final thoughts on Ghost before we move on to Task?
I like how I don't know how to say what I want to say.
Yeah,
I appreciate them trying to make it look more like comic book Ghost, even though I don't think it's succeeded that much.
Yeah, I know. Again, trying to do something different, you know.
Yeah.
How many people are going to go into this movie remembering who Ghost was?
Me.
Yeah, that was another problem, because I talked to Jake and Tony and some other people who I saw the trailer. A lot of them didn't know remember Ghost was a thing.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man 2 is pretty forgettable. I remember because I really like Ghost in that movie.
Yeah.
But I know Ant-Man as a series is really forgettable for people.
Yeah. Jeez, it's been like, what, almost 10 years since Ant-Man 2? Damn. You know? Damn. But all right then. So I guess we could talk about the next task on hand. Taskmaster's redesign, and I
Who?
will say
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Oh,
That's the person in the
And
thumbnail. Which
yeah, yeah,
I
and
didn't.
I
I didn't
will.
hear cryptid. He was muffled.
Yeah.
no,
Oh, sorry about that. And I will say at least they're making the suit fit the actress in this situation. You know, like that's what I was
I,
gonna
yeah,
say.
okay, so you want to know my thing on my theory on that though, on
Yeah.
why that like a new fit. So the reason why she had the original Taskmaster, like more traditional one, I guess was like hiding. Like
Hmm.
she had to like fit a very specific mold that she was like born into. Does that make sense? And so now that she isn't in that suit, she can just like wear something that fits her more, and people won't know that
I
her.
go ahead.
Does
That makes sense. I wish Marvel actually used that reason instead of just
Hmm.
straight up telling us, "Oh, we did it as a red herring because we didn't want y'all to know it was a female."
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't Samus in Metroid. Okay, like you don't have to do red
No,
herring. Good.
the with Samus, that was a brand new person no one knew. Well, here
Yeah.
we were you had us expecting a person, and you gave us the opposite of that person.
Yeah. Yeah. You. We all knew who was under the costume during 90% of that movie and all the fight scenes. The moment Taskmaster moved his helmet, a swap. You know. Um.
And, but the biggest problem I had that it gave her the which you remember how Hulk looked, well, Bruce Banner looked when he was in that Hulk Buster, and you could
Yeah.
clearly tell his head wasn't there and it didn't fit this thing he was in. That was my
Yep.
problem with the back half of the movie with Taskmaster. But the moment
Yep.
the mask came off and they had this person with a clearly skinnier body type grafted on this grown man's body's head, I don't think it worked that well.
No, they had to shorten the body to fit
Yeah,
her body. You
he looked
know,
like
like
she straight up just morphs like an animorph or something, and
yes.
through the film, it
Yeah.
threw me off.
Again, you
So
don't want to
here,
see the wires or the obvious green screen when you're watching the movie. You know, that was clearly it. You know.
but
Um,
here they gave her a more female outfit. I hate the mask. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way the costume was designed in
mm,
Black Widow. It's not the
yeah.
best Taskmaster outfit, but it's clearly Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I think here with this terrible mask is a bad design for Taskmaster. If they're
Um,
doing this, I don't know
again,
why they would do this specifically. If that makes sense.
yeah. Audience, like, just to clarify this, I remember I was in a conversation with the comic book shop owner of one of the comic shops I go to. Right, he's a diehard Punisher fan. Part of the reason why he admits that like Punisher will never go forward as a character is because of the skull thing. Because apparently China doesn't look too favorably on skull depictions. That's why even if you look at Crossbones, right, in Captain America 3, they had to intentionally redesign his face to not resemble a skull, but just like, basically chicken scratch, you know?
Hey, cryptid.
Yeah.
So they,
100%
yeah,
right about something.
yeah.
You were
Go ahead.
muffled for most of that.
What?
You were muffled for most of your little bit,
Oh,
I can
okay,
hear
okay.
him.
Oh, okay. Jake,
but
can you hear me clearly?
I hear you enough.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So it's probably just from Witch's End. But yeah, again, skull depictions apparently are problematic, like for an international base. That's why they had to kind of make Catmaster's face in Black Widow kind of not look like a skull, but somewhat close to his face. You know, I know a lot of
Okay,
people
that's
kept bringing.
interesting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people kept bringing up like you should have used the face he had in the PS4 Spider-Man game. Y'all remember that, right?
I can agree with that. That and
Yeah,
Avengers had a good design for Taskmaster's mask.
yeah, yeah. Metallic based. Um, you could you don't instantly think of a skull, but at the same time, it's
Yeah,
kind of
it
similar
feels
to his
so
mask.
clearly Taskmaster.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This, what can I say about this mask? I'm getting Casey Jones vibes with this.
Yeah, it looked a
One of my.
plain hockey mask
it
with no
is
designs on it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
You
Witch.
were saying something, which?
no, because because I don't really consume a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, but I did watch the 2012 one, and I do remember Casey Jones, and this does look like him.
Yeah, it's the hockey mask. Like,
I want to put this out. I want to put this out there. I like 2012. I really do. That is like the worst version of Casey Jones.
oh wow.
Okay. I was not supposed to know. I don't really care.
No, it's not. No, it's not you. It's not you. I just want to put this out for the fan base.
Yeah, they need to know that we know. Okay.
I just want them to know it's not you at the moment.
So yeah. Do you think there's any way to that Taskmaster could win over an audience at this point, Austin?
They have to give her an actual character. Like, at least let her start talking trash and sound like Taskmaster. I feel like you'll win over some people. I think this is the biggest uphill battle you can have as a character in Marvel right now. I don't think any other character besides, like, I'm not gonna say that. I don't think any other character can has a bigger hill to climb up to get most people to like her. But I feel like if you give her the Taskmaster personality, give her a good dynamic with some other character, I feel like it could work. At least good enough that people aren't annoyed that she's here.
Yeah. I am at least thankful that they're not giving Taskmaster the shield in this, because and you have 3 shield wielders in the same team. They didn't even give
I'm
Red
pretty
Guardian
sure they're just going to take Red Guardian shield and give it to her at some point.
Oh, man. One shield
how
too
they
many,
treat him as a joke and kind of trash, I'm sure at some point he's going to get beat up and the shield's going to roll out his hand and Taskmaster's going to pick it up and use it to do something.
Yep. Or she's going to take John's shield. Yeah.
No, I don't think you can get away with
that. Dude, you're talking to a John Walker fan. I don't see hope for him, man. Like, if I had my way, I wouldn't even want him to be on this team because I know it's going to be disaster. So.
I wouldn't mind him being here, but if him here, I would have switched Bucky out with someone else, and I would have made him and Yelena the top 2 characters.
Exactly.
I think him and Yelena's unique dynamic, with how they see the world and justice and all that other stuff, could have carried a movie correctly. If done correctly.
Yeah, Yelena. Hey, Yelena, let's talk about
talk about
escapade. Yelena, let's talk about that little escapade you had at the Russian prison cell. Yeah. Don't think we all forgot that you caused an avalanche fall in that prison. Yeah.
I also know about when you broke into that young girl's house, weirdo.
Yep.
I don't play about kids.
Yeah, and let's also not forget that your sister attempted to kill a child in order to get her revenge. Yeah. Don't think I don't know that Yelena's going to give some wisecrack on John for what he did.
No. So, but realistically, I think I would have switched Bucky or Red Guardian out with Zemo and probably a classic Thunderbolts character like
Mach B.
Oh my god! I'm gonna say Songbird, or at the very least, not Beetle. What did he go by? What did Beetle go by in Thunderbolt?
Oh, Mach 8.
Yeah, whoever his name was. That's where they have a tech guy.
You know who would be a addition to the Thunderbolts team?
Who?
Kara Kilgrave.
Anyway.
It's on the Thunderbolts team.
Yeah. It was. A lot of people were. Punisher was on the Thunderbolts too, but when he comes in here.
Red Hulk. Yeah, like a lot of people were here.
Deadpool. But, yeah.
Yeah, one of the most famous runs, if people don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like you should have had Zemo here, as he's literally the creator of this team in the comics, at the very least. Even if you want to go by the original premise, you could at least had him here. I hope he's in the movie at least for a cameo or something.
No,
and I would have put Songbird here as the longest standing Thunderbolts member of all time.
Yep, next to Zemo.
She technically been in more runs than Zemo.
Oh, okay. Seniority complex. Give it to her instead of Zemo. All right. All right. You said there was also 1/3 redesign you wanted to talk about, Austin?
Oh yeah. So Yelena's new haircut and stuff, I actually really like it. I think it's a lot better than everything else she had so far.
Yep.
And her new equipment, it's slightly altered and stuff, obviously, from the last film. I think it fits her better and helps separate her a little bit more from Natasha. I guess it doesn't help that she's blonde and Natasha went blonde for a while, though.
I know, right?
But I really like her new look. And John with the beard, I think those a good progression showing
It
outfits.
it goes into the trope of the little sister just wanting to take all her big sister's stuff, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, her design looks okay. I mean, it's a typical Marvel trope, like every woman has to have a different hairstyle in every movie, you know?
Oh yeah, Bucky got long hair again.
And does he have a beard?
Yep, he looks like he did in Civil War.
I guess good for him. I mean, wait, from what I saw in the trailer, does it sound like he's going to be in politics now?
Yeah, it seems like from what I got from the trailer, it seems like he's trying to watch Victoria and figure out what she's doing. But it's most like the reason he's going to join this team to keep an eye on her, but ongoings.
Gotcha. Oh, geez, we forgot all about Victoria. Like, yeah.
I forget. She's just so boring. She hasn't done anything yet. So I'm like, the only thing she's done in canon right now is tell John, "Hey, you want a job?" And then she lied to Yelena so she can go try to kill Hawkeye. And then Yelena still worked for her.
We don't know why she wanted to kill Hawkeye to begin with. Like,
I've been more like, I know you lied about it now.
Yep.
So it's like, even before then, she should have known she lied. Like, that makes no sense that you'll believe her that Hawkeye killed your sister.
Yeah, what were your sources, Valentine? Yeah, well, how'd you determine this? I'd like to have a word with those resources, Valentine.
But yeah. So I'm already against her character based on like her acting so far. So hopefully in this movie she does something great.
Gotcha.
She needs like a Civil War Nick Fury scene when he was in the car or something. I'm telling you.
Gotcha. Jake, any thoughts on this, man? You've been pretty silent for the most part.
No, I have no reason. I have nothing to really say for this one. I thought the trailer style was kind of boring and seen before, but the story was interesting. I just was thinking,
I just
that I'm gonna go back and rewatch. That would be my
I'm expecting the worst, so I won't be disappointed, audience. You know?
I have a question for you, Jake. What do you think about the tagline for the Thunderbolts? Which is justice like lightning?
I don't even know why it's justice. They're being attacked. There's no justice here.
Yeah.
Well, it's not for the movie. It's just for the team in general.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were going to talk about the asterisks at the end of the title.
No, I was going to lead into that. I actually really like it because the actor's like, yeah, it's some mistakes here, but we'll let it slide.
Yes.
I really like the addition of it. I just hate how boring the logo looks.
Yeah. I've seen better fight sequences when they all met up. Like, again, like part of what made, like, let's say Avengers or Guardians work, right? When they all first interact, right, and they have their first skirmish, they're all bringing variety to the team, you know.
I did have a problem with that. I have one problem with that.
Go ahead.
Does Yelena have some type of super soldier serum? I don't think so, right?
No.
So there's a scene where John's pushing down on her, and this is the guy who fought Sam and Bucky at the same time, and how he saw before that he like hurt him, break his arm and stuff. And he's pushing down on her, and she is like holding on, like she's doing pretty well. I was like, I don't know, I don't know about that.
You see, this is why I don't want to see versus matches with John ever again, because he should be winning these fights, but god damn it, the writers just have a beef.
No, to be fair, he was winning. It was just she was on the ground, and it was like she was somehow surviving, but I don't think she should have. But that's like right before he gets attacked by Taskmaster.
Yeah. You understand why I'm hesitant about seeing how he's going to be handled in this movie going forward.
Look, as long as he doesn't lose the Red Guardian, I'll be okay. If he loses the Red Guardian, John's done. John is cooked.
Oh wow, his biggest accomplishment will be beating up the buffoon of the team. Yeah.
If he doesn't beat him up, that's even worse on him, though. Think about it like that. If John in his prime with the greatest super soldier serum we've seen to date lose to this out of shape guy, It's over.
I know. But all right then. I guess we talked enough about this. You guys have any final thoughts before we move on?
No.
Nah.
7 out of 10.
I'll give it 4 out of 10 just to have room to be surprised if it does do good. So, all right.
I got this next one. All right.
Okay, hold on a sec, Jake. Go ahead.
We're hunting for a good movie with the Kraven trailer.
I gotta admit, Jake, this trailer kind of won me over a bit.
It's alright. It's alright.
It's more traditional Kraven from the comics than the last trailer was, to be fair. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Kraven does hunt cultures and all that other stuff in the comics. It's not really focused on, so he's fighting Spider-Man most of the time.
Yeah. I kind of like the olive branch they gave, or like, okay, look, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he does not look like what you would think of when you think of Kraven, but, they're trying to establish, oh, this is his son. Okay. His father is very much present in the film. His father played by, what's his name? Gladiator?
And Russell Crowe. And Russell Crowe sounds like a great Kraven. Like, he could have, if Russell Crowe back young and had Gladiator time, he would have been a great Kraven.
Yes, you see, that's the olive branch you need to more studios need to give. You could definitely imagine this guy in his prime being the Kraven you would imagine on the big screen.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Yeah.
I always. Oh, go ahead, Austin.
I would say it's also one of those things you wouldn't really think would be adapted, like the Kraven having a son replace him storyline.
Yep.
Especially as the first movie, I think that's very pleasant surprise that works pretty well here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all.
So you looking for that young blood, I swear, the moment he just grabbed that bear trap, put it in that butcher's headband, I was like, oh, good lord. Yeah, I want to see where this goes. I'm definitely more excited about this than Morbius, I'll tell you that, audience. So, yeah.
It looks like Sony put a strange amount of effort in this that I'm not quite used to them putting in. It seems like they at least wanted a C-grade movie this time.
Well, so we're off to that.
Am I back? Okay.
Yeah, you're back. You're back. We were just talking about.
I can finally see.
Oh, okay, good, man, nice. What did you guys think of Rhino's look?
A lot of people hate it. I actually like it because there is a time where Rhino did look like this. It was when whatever that comic was, where Juggernaut slept with She-Hulk, doing what Rhino looked like in that book. So we can't act like it's not from the comic. And I'm not going to judge it off one still with him going punching through the car. I'm gonna give it a chance. It's not a bad round look. I think it's better than the mechanical one we got in the last one, to be fair.
It just didn't have time to settle the audience. That mechanical one. That's why it was so bad. That's why I have to feel people have to that one.
Yeah, to be fair, the only clear look we have is a frame. And if you touch anything on a frame, especially something basically animated, it's going to look bad.
Yeah.
Then look at all the Naruto steals you see. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of that Naruto steals. But I like that you see him use more to charge the car at one point. He's very Rhino. I don't know what you really want from Rhino.
Yeah, and I kind of like, again, I'm not a fan of mirror matches, audience anymore. So it's kind of like nice to see this 6 foot tall kid having to fight a 12 foot tall juggernaut of a monster. So
yeah,
that's gonna be.
I think that is a thing we need to talk about too. Mm-hmm. The idea that we're finally not getting a mirror match as the first movie villain. It happens every now and then, like Guardians 1. But usually every superhero film, especially in the start of the franchise, it does a mirror match, like you said. And Kraven is not doing that. I really appreciate that.
Like
Morbius, Iron Man, Black Panther, like Superman, Man of Steel, like everything. That's it. Everything except for Batman, I guess. Because you can't really start off with Us. Not Us. What is it?
Yeah, studio, don't go cheap.
The guy wrapped in bandages.
Studios, don't go cheap. Christopher Nolan?
No, the Batman character who's covered in bandages on the right of his face.
Oh,
Can I hear me?
yeah, we hear you. I'm just trying to think. Hush. You're talking about Hush, right, Austin? Oh, we lost Austin.
Oh, I thought you were telling us to hush. I was like, oh, what
happened? I hushed Austin out of the voice. So yeah, do you guys have any thoughts on this? Seriously?
I thought it was weird when the lion's blood went into Kraven's mouth. I thought that was kind of weird.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What you do? They have to find some explanation for how he's getting
It
super
looks like
strength.
a movie. It looks like a movie that will probably be okay. But
Yeah, as long as it's better than Morbius and Madam Web.
Yeah. I swear, to this day, my nephew teases me with Morbius.
Don't get me started on Morbius, dude. I saw that in the biggest theater, you know? There was only there. It was like on a freaking, I think it was like a weekend maybe, I think. I don't remember off the top of my head. And
Gotcha.
I got so bored that I went on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Because of how bored I was during that movie.
Which I slept during that movie, man.
Honestly, valid at this point.
Yeah.
Morbius is better than Madam Web. I don't care what no one says.
I didn't even make it to Madam Web.
I agree. At least it had like a cohesive plot.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say was the Batman villain who wrapped in bandages. It was like the evil Batman.
Yeah, Hush.
Yeah, Hush. I said Hush. But yeah. So like, I very much appreciate this. I kind of hope we do more of this in the future. We got to stop mirror matches. Like, Fantasy Four is finding like Galactus. If their next movie find like the UFOs or the Terrific or whatever the fuck they were called,
the fright.
I'm gonna be sick to my stomach.
Four.
We're called a 4, but this is the wrong 4. But I like his look. Kraven's whole like look looks great, to be honest, as the film goes on. But do you think we're gonna get a nod to the mom and sister, who are a big part of Kraven's lore?
You're expecting too much. You just want Chameleon to pop up, don't you, Austin? Like.
No. Austin? I said the mom and sister, like Anna Kravinoff and the other,
okay.
like a nod to them.
Gotcha. Well, there's only so much you can expect out of this film, man. You know, it would be nice if they could bring those Easter eggs, but I think that's the best you're going to get Easter eggs of those two. Yeah. But alrighty then. Any final thoughts, guys, before we move on?
Oh.
Yeah. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
That was.
It would be nice if they could bring that. Okay, someone's doing that. Someone needs to log out and come back in.
Get out.
Someone say something.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. I think we're good here.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
To the next topic. Now that we've executed someone on this chat.
Okay, moving on. Who wants to do this one?
Mufasa 2 trailer. Didn't watch it. Don't care.
Jungle, the prequel sleeps tonight.
Oh, look. Did you guys see that? They said Lion King in this trailer.
Yeah. To be fair, he is a Lion King.
Oh my god, nostalgia bait Disney, you mother beepers, man. Like,
hey, stop paying for the movies. Not you, but people.
Yeah, I'm not watching. Well, it depends if we're going to do a night discussing this. Oh, hold on a second. Austin back. You have a voice again, Austin.
My internet is deciding to give us my wife or something.
Gotcha. But all right, did you have any final thoughts on Kraven, Austin?
I hope we see Rhino impale a guy with his horn.
Oh yeah. Let's go brutality on this. This is the most brutal he'll ever be after all. So.
Yeah, if this fails, you're not getting a rated R anything again from Sony. I'm telling you that right now.
Gotcha. But all right, we're now talking about Mufasa, Austin.
Oh, you mean the movie that just tells you that Scar was right and he deserved to kill Mufasa? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, what is it with this? With people wanting to make villains the sympathetic ones? You know?
It's because those books. I don't know if you know. Even before the comic books you were reading, that
Yeah.
you read on screen before, they were doing villain novels. Disney were doing
That's
villain
true.
novels
That
where
is
they
true.
made basically every villain of Disney very sympathetic and made them right. And it's kind of
Wow.
adapting from that, from my understanding.
Wow. I just doing so much of that. It's like trying to create a narrative. Like, hey, the villains be on the villain side. Why don't you? You know? Oh, the good guys, the guys you thought were good guys,
Yeah, they always do
beat
this.
beat them, beat them. Like, you know. I don't want to come out of this movie being on Team Scar and saying beat Mufasa and his cubs. You know, it's trying to say that Mufasa was just a stepbrother that came in and kicked Scar out of his birthright. You know. Yo.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I
I
don't.
cut out on my end. What'd you say?
This movie by the end, I mean, it's just basically saying, yeah, Mufasa was the stepchild that just came in and ruined everything for Scar. You
Well,
know.
that's okay, because if Scar was going to be king, he would have earned it, but he didn't. He didn't deserve it. Right?
He was part of the bloodline, man.
That doesn't matter. I'm not leaving. If you could be charged the bloodline, but if you know how to rule, you know how to
Uh-huh.
lead. All right.
This is like the whole T'Challa and Hunter situation.
No, this is just
Jake.
the reverse of Thor. This is like if Loki was worthy and Thor wasn't. That's what this is. So.
They bring Austin back. Oh, no video feed just yet. Give it a while, Austin. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, you're back, Austin. Oh no!
I don't think. I mean, it looks okay. It looks like an okay film. I mean, it has the benefit of not being done already, so you can't complain. You can't compare it to the original. So.
I find it funny that they're trying their best to make Scar and Mufasa look like such BFFs. Like, we're bros for life. Nothing can ever come between us. Best friends forever.
I would have liked it if like Scar was his biggest hater since he was a child. Like,
If you went villains being villains, that would have happened.
Yeah,
I know, right, Austin? I mean, this is one of the issues I had when it came to Pan. That was one of the Peter Pan movies a couple years ago, where they tried to establish that Peter Pan and Hook, they were friends. I'm like,
oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was terrible.
For some reason, Hook was named Hook even before he lost his hand. I'm like, how does that make sense?
We all know it was a mean nickname.
Yeah, you know. But again, they tried like saying that, hey, do you think we'll always be best friends forever? Yeah, why not? Like, dude, quit making me like this friendship here, you know?
Yeah, some villains just need to be villains. Not everybody need to be sympathetic to the degree.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of would have had Scar always vying to be king, but I don't really know how you would get Scar correctly, especially if you had like hair in the picture.
Yeah.
I think like the cartoon version where it was like Scar was a good brother until he got cut on his face, and then Mufasa nicknamed him Scar, and he was like, you know what, fuck this guy for the rest of his life. I want to be king.
But here, Scar clearly has a scar on his face already.
Yeah.
Like, what, dude?
Because
and he's already
bit him. He was in the lion guard. The snake bit him. I know it's canon. Okay?
Yeah, but like here, even after
you're waiting, Jake, for the day that.
Oh, yeah, I'm praying.
Oh.
It's gonna deathbed, and then Disney's gonna announce, "Oh yeah, the Lion Guard is canon," and then you just
Listen, if they make a version of the Lion Guard canon, it's already a 7 out of 10. It doesn't really matter about the rest.
Wait till Lion Guard in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, please, goddamn it, please.
But yeah, anything else we could take apart from this trailer?
no one cares.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll see in December.
Like whatever happens in this movie, like better be like the biggest threat of all time. Mufasa just a fucking scumbag. I'm telling you that right now.
I just like the part where they're being chased by that.
I dragged you out the street, out the mud, and you still my kingdom?
Oh my god! How many times has Scar saved Mufasa's ass throughout this movie, and you screwed me in the end? Like, damn.
But hopefully, if Disney is ambitious, this will lead to Lion King 2 live action, which is the one I really wanted to see.
I doubt it. Because like they had no hints of 2 in the first one. That's where you would have did it.
Jake, we're getting Timon and Pumbaa before you get what you want.
Yeah, you're definitely getting Lion King 1.5 beforehand, bro.
No,
yep.
I just want a remix of Deception of the Deception song. Okay? That's all I want.
Knowing them, Jake, they'll make it to a spoken word. Lady, didn't be prepared. They like 5 lines of spoken word, and they just ended.
Deception. Disgrace. Ooh, Deception.
Anyway, any final thoughts before we move on to the next one?
I want the hyenas to be here.
You expecting too much now, man.
I want
No. I like the idea that he met them a little bit earlier on, which is like egg on his, ended up trying to team up with them later. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. But alrighty then. I guess we can move on, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on a sec. Austin, this is all you, buddy.
We're going to pray to God that I don't cut out. Ask God for forgiveness. I hope He leads the way.
I am praying to the fan fiction gods.
Them too. But so Ultimate Marvel implications. If you can tell by the image on screen, we couldn't find the real photo that I wanted. But that's okay. But if you look at here, people who don't know, these are the files of the Ultimate Universe and changes that Maker has made to impact that timeline. 6160, I believe.
Yeah.
The reason that me and Chris talked about this before, in whatever issue this first popped up in, we couldn't find it. So let us know if you find it.
There was only so much I could do in 10 minutes, Austin, all right?
I said we, not just you. I ain't throw you under the bus.
Okay.
The reason I wanted to bring this up, because I saw this on a TikTok. I saw the list again. And I knew in a heart I had to bring this up. Because if you go to the left where the makers, well, you look to the right. Damn, I'm blind now. If you look to the right where the maker head is, you can see some words. So in that list that the maker's kind of covering is a list of the items the maker has taken and has of these heroes. And you will notice for like Jonathan, Lowell, Storm, and Benjamin Jacob Grimm, it says blood because it's blood samples.
Yeah.
For the whole Fantasy 4 and most of the dead heroes, the maker had blood samples of. If you know anything for Hank Pym, he had the Pym generator. And there's a few other unique items that obviously I can't talk about because they're we can't see the list. But but if people know anything about Marvel Comics, a little bit of blood these days is all you goddamn need. This implications here can lead to a new clone conspiracy, clone saga,
an
secret
invasion.
A secret ultimate invasion. There's so many. No one I seen, even the TikTok I was on, like no one's talking about what he kept of these heroes. That could change a lot of stuff, especially for the future. Like just the idea that the read, because we know people haven't seen the cover for issue number 4. We don't issue number 4, the Ultimates. Doom, Reed Doom, where you want to call this guy. He is trying to experiment to recreate the Fantastic Four. We'll see him experimenting with rats and giving them all the Fantastic Four powers and watching them live and succeed with them. We don't see he's going to try to do something. I believe we're getting a unique version of the Clone Saga that doesn't affect Spider-Man for the first time in history.
Oh. Don't speak too soon about that, Austin. Don't jinx us.
I know. I saw the stuff for the next Spider-Man issue. I know we still might get one, but I'm hoping we don't. I do just like the idea that but if you read the Ultimates, it seems like Reed is going to slowly go down the path of Doctor Doom, obviously with the mask. But in a sense, the more he experiments, the more he seems to have way less morals, thanks to what happens to the Four and what the Maker did him, than he did in the main universe. So I can see him trying to clone and all this other crazy messed up stuff a lot sooner rather than later. Ever since we saw when him and Tony was messing up the timeline, getting people killed and stuff, Reed did not give a fuck. Reed almost called this man a clown for wanting to stop. It was very funny. But
look at this, Jake. Reed is everything you said he was going to be, but only in the Ultimate Universe.
I'm not surprised. He's Reed.
But
he's a man.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
People are seeing him for how you see him now, Jake.
I win. This is how I win.
But like other people on this list, he had the blood sample of Peter Parker, was a clone of Peter. Ben. You also have the blood of Bruce Banner. The reason that's important is because anyone know anything about Bruce Banner, you don't have multiple personalities. I like that we're going to get a permanent, like Joe Fixit or Savage Hulk separate from the already ongoing Hulk we have right now. Yeah, but I think they're. Go ahead.
No, that'll be something.
I think there's a lot of unique stuff you can do here. I really wish I could see the list because I want to know what he has for Doctor Strange. Because Doctor Strange is captive somewhere, but there's been like no talk or mention of him. And if Doctor Strange hasn't become Sorcerer Supreme yet, would he most likely? I feel like he would stop him before he did that. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't have to capture the world's greatest surgeon. So. I really need more details about that. We need to get into that fast.
They'll give it to Wong. There you go.
You also have blood samples of Robert Grayson, Jack Monroe. He has a world. No, he has a death. He has the Destroyer seed from Thor. The Thor seed, if I remember correctly, is a tool used to control the Destroyer armor. Maybe. It's either that or it's a new version of the Death Seed, which would be another insane thing in the universe. But just going back over what I can see of this list, I'm very concerned of Marvel's future in this timeline. Because I really hope they don't switch up writers anytime soon. Because there's so much stuff you can do, and they have to switch up writers for anything. I feel like the whole narrative is going to be thrown off.
Yeah. Jack Monroe, I'm surprised to hear his name popped up. I
was too. That's why I was like, there's so many blood samples and stuff that, or maybe this was how the Maker was doing. Maybe this is about how. Remember Ultimate Invasion? How at the end it was like a whole lot of different heroes. It was implied from different time periods and stuff like that. It could also just be clones and stuff. If I remember, there's some clones mixed in there.
Ooh,
so. Maybe they're so the technology to do this stuff already exists. It's more just a matter of when is Doom going to pull the trigger. I think this is an interesting Chekhov's gun for this universe.
I just imagine the Maker using these samples to create his own version of the Maker 4, right? And you obviously this is how you'll make an interesting approach, right? Have Reed, the Reed Doctor Doom. be the hero in this situation, going up against the Maker 4.
Oh, so basically what we wanted from Infamous Iron Man. I agree.
Yeah. Yes. Have Jonathan Hickman do what Bendis couldn't.
But that's all I really wanted to bring up because we didn't talk about it last time, and I thought we had a little bit more free time today. I want to throw it in there.
Oh
But
no, it's all good.
I believe we have 6 months in universe until the Maker returns out of his out of Latveria, which also really fucked up that he just took Doctor Doom's home as well. Like, I think Victor's dead, but he has a blood sample of him.
Yeah.
I don't know how useful that would be. Because like, if he didn't study magic or science yet, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? He's just a guy.
Yeah. I could just imagine Maker just cloning Doctor Doom so he could just torture him whenever he feels like he wants to be happy.
I think if the Maker passed away, the Doom gonna be the good Reed of that team now.
Yeah.
So Reed's Doom and Doom is Reed. I think that'd be funny. But that's all I want to talk about. We go on to the next topic if y'all don't have anything to say.
I really don't.
Okay. All right then. Okay. I guess with that we can move on to the next one. Hold up a sec. Let me be the one to announce this. So anyway, audience, Marvel Comics celebrates 50 years of Iron Fist by killing Daniel
and promoting some guy.
Promoting the both the new Iron Fist, Lin Lai, and whatever that little girl's name is.
R.I.P. Daniel Wayne, who was the real one.
Yeah. Just know that the two people they're promoting along with his death are 2 Asian characters too, audience. So
yeah.
I remember I was in my comic book shop last week. I was seriously debating on myself as to whether to pick up this comic. Right? I'm like, dude, I want to support like Iron Fist, but but in the back of my mind, I'm like saying, no, something's going to happen in this book that I'm not going to like. I skimmed it. I wasn't impressed. Do I buy it? Okay, it had a really good variant cover, and I just like, nah, I'm putting it on.
That wasn't a Helverine, I swear to God. That book threw me in for an emotional turmoil.
See, so you know how I feel, which So I ended up not buying. The book.
About Danny Rand.
Gotcha. I ended up not buying the book, and when I came home, I found out what happened. Like, oh, damn. I dodged a bullet there. But anyway, audience, apparently, of all days, Danny Rand was celebrating his birthday. Up until you have this one person come up who apparently has a knack for killing generations of Iron Fists.
He decides to fight the world without powers, by the way.
Yeah. So he kills Danny Rand, and apparently he vows that he's also going to go after the other Iron Fists, being Lin Lai and whatever that other girl's name is. I'm just forgetting her name at the moment. But
is this the little girl who's been with him for a minute, or this a different little girl?
Yeah.
That's a little girl he's been taking care of like a few years in comics.
Yes, that's the one. Iron Fist had an apprentice of a little girl who was studying martial arts under him. So, yeah, that's the one. And apparently she has some form of Iron Fist powers, too. Austin?
Yeah, we just had G powers, but we just didn't know how it was going to manifest. Her using G to imitate Iron Fist, who is her master, I think it's fine.
Yeah. But, again, I just kind of find this funny as hell that, Danny is dying for also upping the status of, well, not even upping the status, just basically stating that Lin Lai needs to be a protected character right now because now he's about to get marked for assassination.
But if people don't know, Lin Lai was Swordmaster, and the reason he's Iron Fist is because people were crying, complaining about Danny being a white man and claiming he was appropriating Japanese, Asians, cultures by being Iron Fist.
So Marvel's like, let's go with this one Asian character who has nothing to do with Iron Fist,
Yeah.
who had no motivation to be practicing kung fu or anything, right? And let's just make him Iron Fist. Wow,
For people who
wow.
don't know, this would be like, say, random if like randomly, what would be a good version of this? Imagine if Blade's daughter, for some reason, when she introduced herself, was the new Spider-Man, and like, I know who you are. You never met this guy in your life. You should not have this
uh,
title. That's how
yep,
drastic it felt for anyone who was a fan of Danny Rand.
yep. And even his own comics tried to justify him being Iron Fist by saying, well, tradition isn't like it's just something that's very old. It's not something you don't necessarily have to follow. But yeah, you're an unconventional Iron Fist, but still, you're
In
just as much as Iron Fist as anybody. Wow.
in doing so, they took away everything that made Swordmaster unique. It's not
Yep.
only his sword, but it's connected to his backstory because everything was connected to that sword. And
Yes. Like
a lot, they took away a lot of stuff from this character just to make him Iron Fist, and then
yeah,
build on anything. So far.
audience. I was a huge Swordmaster fan when he was coming out, along with the other Agents of Atlas characters, and it really saddens me that a lot of the stories that they were leading up to with Swordmaster, again, they had to be swept aside because we need him to be Iron Fist. So it was just really a disservice to both Deity and Limelight at the same time, Like,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't even, to be honest, I think this is just beating a dead horse at this moment because when I'm looking up
yeah,
online, I'm not even seeing people really raging about this. They're more so raging at the fact that there was a QR code at the end. Yeah,
yeah.
because
I thought that too. I
mm-hmm.
think people
Yeah,
are
because
tired of complaining about this. Like, how many books do Marvel have to do that don't sell for them to make Danny Rand Iron Fist?
exactly. Like again, audience, I would rather. To me, this is going to be a mercy kid. Just kill Danny Man at this point if you don't want to use him because it was sad to see what they did with him in that Luke Cage Gang War tie-in comic. That was pathetic. That just showed how humiliated Danny was, how stupid he was, how much of a liability he is going forward. It was just
For
heartbreaking.
for reference, people, he was a very pick me girl who just wanted to be involved, even though he knew he couldn't do anything else.
Exactly. Oh, what happens when he find out that Luke Cage was getting attacked by Gundam-sized robots? He goes in to help Luke Cage in the midst of that chaos, but then remembers, oh wait, I have a building across a couple blocks down that has a giant robot. Let me go there. Let me activate it. Okay, now let me call Luke Cage to have him walk all the way over here so he could pilot that robot.
The guy who doesn't need the robot is the one who gets to use the robot.
Yeah, yeah, Again, it was very stupid, but yeah, apparently the QR code shows a page where it seems like Danny does come back from the grave, but he has like a skeleton. You see a skeleton hand, but with some energy around it. I don't know what that's about.
I didn't see that image, but that visual of Iron Fist has been around since some of his solo runs. When he's
Yeah,
fully powered up with chi, all you'll see is like a yellow outline in his skeleton.
I think
That's
this
how it
one
looks
was
like.
purple. I think this one was purple outline.
Oh, then this leads to the timeless issue me and you covered before,
Uh
where
huh.
Danny's being possessed by something, which leads to locate the eventually getting Iron Fist having to kill him. Remember?
So they're gonna make Danny Rand the villain for the new Iron Fist to defeat.
Most likely based on the timeless issues.
Oh my god. Yes. Okay, look, I'm not that much of a Danny Rand fan, but this is kind of like this. This is like having a neighbor, right? You're hearing that person clearly get abused. You're hearing shouts from another person at that neighbor. You're hearing like the glass being thrown, furniture breaking. what the heck? And the next time you see that neighbor, he's wearing glasses, and you're asking, like,
Oh yeah, that's what it
"Are you
was.
okay?"
He got brought back to life by Khonshu or somebody.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So this might tie into the
Moon Knight?
Blood Hunter when Khonshu brought back all the dead Moon Knights as well.
I guess. Oh, make Iron Fist the next Moon Knight audience? Eh? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what he was in Timeless. We're just gonna hope they somehow fix this.
Yeah. But anyway, is what it is. You have any other thoughts on this before we move on?
R.I.P. My white friend.
You have an iron heart, Danny. Don't let what anybody in Twitter says otherwise, man. You did nothing wrong. You know.
They took your fist, but they won't take your spirit.
Gotcha. Anyway, alright then. Let's move on. Which you want to do the honors of this one?
Yeah, me. Oh yeah, Kahhori from Marvel's What If gets a comic. Yeah, she gets a one shot.
It's November.
I mean, we didn't hate her when we got introduced to her, so I don't.
Yeah,
it was just weird to waste. I don't say waste. It was just weird to put a what if on something we don't know. So not really a what if. It just this is what happens.
Yeah, but she cool with me.
I mean, her powers are basically the amalgamation of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's audience.
Yeah, I think we all saw this coming. Why else would they make a brand new animated character? Well, anytime a show makes an animated character, it's usually the intention they have in comics. Eventually, like Harley Quinn, like X-23, like a lot of famous ones now. So
yeah,
I hope he does well. I don't know how well this is going to translate to the comics, especially if you want to like connect this to the main timeline.
Awesome. The one shot.
I've been thinking about it. I think if you want to introduce a new character, the first thing you need to do is give them a solid rose gallery. Okay, new superhero.
The Punisher said the same thing. Where's he now?
Joe Garrison.
Joe Garrison. Oh, okay. I was to
say. But people don't know this comic is picking up right after the What If. Like, it's supposed to be the same character, everything. As he helped beat Doctor Strange, she cured peace in her own world, and now this book is going to launch her to the 616.
Yep. In terms of who's writing her, this keep in mind this is just a one shot. Let's see who's writing her. Okay, no surprise. It's gonna be people by community that are gonna be writing her. Someone by the name of Brian Little.
Ari Honey, David, Kelly Lynn, D'Angelo, and more. And art by David Cutler. There's a whole. It seems like it's either all of them writing little stories about her in this one shot, or I don't know why you need all these writers for one story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if people don't know, there's also a Marvel Voices special. It's like they're not putting it in the title. It's on the cover page.
Yeah. So, all right. Anybody here gonna pick it up?
I'll read it just for the sake of reading it.
Yeah.
So I might cover it when it comes out.
Gotcha. Yeah, it depends on the day and it depends on the week, and also if I get a good pairing out of this. So.
I'm gonna pick it up just because it's not her first appearance technically, but also technically is. So if this character turns big, this is an issue I will sell.
Gotcha. But
give her a solid rogues gallery. Give her some heavy hitting stories. That's what's
happen.
Who would you give her as a villain, Jake?
I can't give her a villain. That's for the writers.
The white man.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about why it's hard for characters like we talked about this with Kamala Khan. It's she's a great design, but I struggle to think of cool villains she'd be fighting. You know what I mean?
No, she's fighting colonialism. That's what she's
but colonialism. So
you find that in the 616 though?
Huh?
That would be going.
Oh, she's not in the 616.
Kill a
She
Nazi.
just
In this one shot, she's going to the 616.
Oh, okay. Just to show up. No, she
Oh.
has no 616. But
This, like that, this one shot takes place after her episode, and it's launching her to the 616.
no, they're gonna do what they did with the Amazonian Wonder Woman. I liked her. I liked her in her own timeline. The moment they brought her to a main universe, she just kind of got lost. There's already too much happening. Put her in her own timeline.
That's right, Gwen Stacy.
She needs. I mean, colonial villains can work if her villains are more like suave general types. You know, like if she has like kind of like how Star Wars villains go. Like if they're not fighting Sith, you're fighting some like secret agents or like Imperial officer or something like that. You know, she could do it.
Hey Austin. Wasn't there like a villain that was literally called the Colonialist in that Black Panther run you hated?
Yes.
What's he doing? Like him? Yeah. What's he doing now? Yeah.
But, I guess what I'm saying is like she needs to. You need to start the ball swinging with some like characters who are just as well designed as she is. Just as well, not as interesting. They don't have to be interesting. They just have to be fun. Just fun for her to interact with. So yeah, that's it.
Look, listen to me. You're cooking right now. Well, I'm gonna tell you what we're really gonna do. We're gonna put it in New York with all the other heroes, and we're gonna make an adventure.
All right. That's
oh wow, jump her in the head of the line.
So look, she can fight the Spider-Man villains until the Avengers need her help. Okay.
But, okay. All right.
That's gonna make people really like her. Immediately put her in the Avengers team.
No. That's how they be acting. New characters, throw them in New York with all the other heroes.
Yeah, that's what, I guess what I'm saying is I don't like characters being in the 616 because it's an overcrowded universe. There's like barely any room for just new characters to just show up. Like,
you know how many new mutants we're gonna be getting later this year, Jake? You know?
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of them, I guarantee you, will probably not be doing a lot after they're done.
Yeah. That's a way bigger problem with mutants. I'm like, if past that first one you come in, if you didn't catch on at all, you're never coming back. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Right, you'll probably come to obscure reference, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Kahhori is.
When they need someone to die, you'll show up.
Kahhori has a whole timeline to herself. She is the only superhero that we know of. Flesh it out. What's going on in that timeline? What differences? I mean, like, it's a world where the Native Americans got to keep their land. There is something you can do there. Okay, that's something interesting you can do.
Let's try and think of what established villain you could have there.
That's what you be creative. You have to make it up. You got to try, but you
the first few villains need to be unique to her, and then you could probably start doing your twist on other Marvel heroes. So I'm sure we all know there are some villains from Marvel who should be alive around that time if they exist in that time.
Hellfire Club? It's the only one I can think of.
Oh, you can do that.
Well, any external, so any old living mutant like Selene, Apocalypse, all of them should still be alive to a degree.
Her villain,
I wouldn't do them. They should be there
because she needs her villains. That's what she needs. She doesn't need anyone's hand-me-down. She needs like her thing that makes her unique. You know.
I said later we got to get at least 4 in my opinion.
Yeah. Like she need, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what makes Batman and Spider-Man so iconic. Is like they're cool designs, but they have cool villains to be fighting all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
before Spider-Man fought Juggernaut was I think the first villain he had that wasn't here. Yeah. He fought literally the whole Sinister Six. Like he fought most of his guys before he got to that point.
Yeah, and also, you know what? Also, give her a good sidecast. I feel like a lot of new characters need like a better sidecast roster. So she needs that support group that people actually and make them like interesting. I don't want like cookie cutter.
Don't just make them all just literally just support. We're here to make sure you look good. Sorry.
Yeah, I want like characters to go through their own arcs outside of her, but like are still relevant to what's going on. You know, like she has a whole world to breathe. Just let her breathe, and then you can bring it to the 616. But they won't do that most likely. She'll probably just like you guys said, be an Avenger or something.
Yeah. But alright, any final thoughts on this before we move on to the last topic, guys?
No.
Being a Native American is cool, apparently.
As long as she gets good variant covers, I might read it. I don't know.
I think people underrate how well a variant cover can do to sell a comic book. Make this shit fire. Like I just need to be some peak. I want art germ. I want Alex. I
Are you
want everybody.
Coco on this?
Yeah.
Give me an Archer variant, Marvel. But
Archer variant, dude. We're most likely gonna get a Peach Momoko cover though.
Gotcha. But all right then. I guess with that we can move on to the last topic of the night, guys. And I got this one. Old Man Spider Boy introduced.
He just wants to be hated. I can see it now. I understand. I was wrong to try and like this character. I now understand that he just wants to be hated. That's all.
So, well, just to be fair, it doesn't last long. We already know what issue he goes back to the old timeline.
Okay. Oh, his real timeline, not the 616? Okay, I got you.
Hey, we'll have more to talk about it tomorrow, Jake. But yeah, apparently in one of the Venom comics, so you do see a future where we see Bailey all grown up now. And I gotta say, his design looks pretty cool, you know? But
yeah, he looks really dope. I'm kind of disappointed.
No, yeah, he does look dope. But I do want to say this. Like I said, oh my god, I see a version of Spider-Boy where he's in his own timeline, and then you see this is his like his Ben 10,000 episode. This would have been would have been so much more better.
Yeah, this could have been way more peak than what we saw.
I just like how Bailey, like, what, he's not even a year old, right? And he's already jumping in front of the lines as to what, like, everybody. Basically, Lancelot, you know, the way people hate when a character gets pushed, that's what he's doing to Bailey. He's already in his comic series.
Marvel took 10 years to see old lady come on.
He has a pop figure of him already. Like, you know.
He's doing some good. Yeah, that's not cool. He has friends in the industry. Jesus Christ. But but he's doing some things right. Like I said, I was talking about this with Kahhori, but you know, Spider-Boy's got his own rogues gallery. You know, he's got
and
it's more his insistence to have Spider-Boy compare to Miles and Peter. It messes it up. It really just feels like he wished he made Miles.
And that sucks to Jake's claim. Like, you know, Lancelot literally stated he does not want to give Bailey any hand-me-down villains. So no, like, Scorpion Jr. or Mini Carnage or anything like that. All original villains.
He's a well-designed character. He has
disagree.
A personality. He's got a rose gallery. I just don't like his backstory. That's all I really get. But
I don't like his suit.
You don't like his suit?
His suit looks okay. I don't like how after he morphs into the House Spider thing, I don't like how it looks on him.
Oh, when he morphs, yeah, sure. I like him in the base suit though. Like this.
Yeah. This one where he's wearing his costume but with pants on, like, yeah, this looks like he's in Terminator style world, you know.
Oh yeah. I want to talk about this. I need writers to stop doing post-apocalyptic futures. They're not creative with it. It's boring every time.
It's always Mad Max.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
how many times are you going to see your future self with a missing limb? You know. So.
Yeah, that's why I like 2099 because it's kind of an apocalyptic future, but it's not, and it's like something interesting. Like it's trying to tell a story. It's not just
it's apocalyptic, but also futuristic. That is like what the fuck what's going on?
There's a society that can exist if the heroes win. It's not just like doom and gloom. So like So you're curious, but this is just like boring. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna pick this up when I can. Like, again, it looks like a cool design, and let's see how Bailey handles against Venom. You know,
I would have picked this up if they didn't just make Future Dylan fucking Cable. Did you see that?
I heard about that.
People don't know. So this event started with Future Dylan coming back. He's trying to stop one of Eddie's before they become too big of a threat, and the Venom War stuff really pops off. And he's literally just Cable with a bad haircut. He comes back jacked with a giant gun. Everything. Like, he's literally just Cable.
Wow,
Same sound, color effect, and everything.
Wow, it's almost like Dylan's an offspring of a 90s character, Austin.
That doesn't mean you copy another 90s character. That's like Eddie, two superheroes have a kid, their kid has to be Franklin.
God, the more I look at Bailey, the more I'm like, I'm just writing the story that they could have done to introduce this character.
Jake, you just want Jake, you just want to send in your resume to Marvel. Like, I can make this chemical work.
I'll go to Dan's slot. Let's just scrap this. Okay, let's just redo this. I have a. I can make this work for you.
Yeah.
Because he's on the cusp of greatness. He's just not. He's just not there. He just can't be there.
Hey, co-writers are all the rage with Dan later on in this series, man. You know.
But yeah, like I said, it's just another instance of Bailey's cool, but like his backstory, the storyline just kind of sucked. I feel these.
Well,
the fact that we get through this with his backstory, what's going on with the time stuff, I think the fact that he can recover it for most people, because he has his own fans now. Like he's doing pretty well, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But like I said, the stuff with his backstory just not good for most people. I feel like the moment we find out exactly where his place is and how it works, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not his timeline. This is just he just confused.
Yeah. That would have fixed everything.
Yeah.
Jake, if it makes you feel better, tomorrow when we talk about Spider-Boy's comic, I'll admit might not be a good review for me. So
we'll believe it when we see it.
Okay. Stay tuned for tomorrow night, audience, when we do our comic reviews. Anyway, alrighty, guys. Any final thoughts before we end the night?
I don't care about Spider-Boy. I never cared about. I think it's kind of boring, and we already have enough people as it is.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Where was he in Blood Hunt? Cowards. Where was he? You could have had a vampire fight him by the vampire back. That would have been hilarious. I would have loved that thing.
You want to see a boy fight against
I don't want to hear that. He's a superhero. All right, man.
Yeah, he's a hero. Can fight super villains. He can fight super villains.
You're gonna get your ass beat like any other Spider-Man. Okay, you're gonna put on the suit. You're gonna get your ass beat like a Spider-Man. All right.
You better hope we'll kill your mom if we give you the great responsibility speech, because we'll do it.
Okay, that's what I forgot to mention. Oh wait, now that he's an adult in this timeline, he no longer has his kid protection anymore. So you guys are going.
If he has the suit on, he should get his ass beat like everybody else. Okay?
Yeah, I'm still mad about that. By the way, all the Doctor Doom event variants came out, and he's killed everyone else, but Beau was the only one just swinging around happily or Doom in the background. Everyone else got killed or get beat up by Doom in their cover. He's perfectly fine.
I swear that slot has pull over somebody. He has some like blackmail.
He has dirt on Kevin Feige, bro. I'm telling you.
He is calling in some bad favors right now to get this off the ground.
Again, he has a pop figure already, guys. Like I just saw that last week when I was at the mall.
He's
warned to have a costume in Spider-Man 3. It's going to be a costume.
It could be an interesting book for Bailey. What's that book with the two kids? It was Norman Osborn's kid and
the Kid Sons. That would be kind of cool.
As the trio, and they make them a trio. I think that'll be kind of dope.
You meet Spider-Boy and his amazing friends.
There you go.
No.
I think that would be cool.
He can join the Good Sons like everyone else. Okay, we're not calling Spider-Boy his amazing friend. We're not doing Normie and Dylan like that. They are teenagers hanging out with a 7-year-old. We're not putting him in charge.
Wait, they're teens? I thought they were younger.
Normie might be. I'm pretty sure Normie is 12. Well, to be fair, Normie I think is 12, but he has an older brother.
Okay.
Or younger brother. I don't know. Yeah, they have two children. But Dylan is 1% a teenager.
Like 16, 13? What are we talking about?
I want to say 13, 14.
Okay. We could put Bailey there. He's 10.
At the time when that book came out, they were like around 10. I agree with that.
Okay, so Bailey's like 10, right? So like you could put on the squad. That's fine.
Hey, little brothers hang out with their teenage siblings. So come on.
Yeah.
I mean, was it Bailey 7?
No, Bailey is 10. He started hero.
But he was 10 when I think he became like a hero, right?
Yeah, you're right.
He was 7 when he was training.
He got to be 7 when he got bit. Yeah, he got power.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you put them on a team together. I feel like they could carry a book if you have the right writer for it. I feel like
Okay. Dylan right now is okay. No, Ashley Jake, you're right.
Yeah.
So Dylan is around 12. He's older. He's a few years older than Normie. So Normie could be around what 9, 10. So he fits in there.
That's a
It's
solid
just for some reason they're drawn very older looking than him.
okay, but look, that's a solid squad. That's a book. I'll put them all together.
Yeah. You know what? Also, can we talk about kids related to the Spider-Man situation?
Yeah, that's yeah.
You can have Spider-Man knock up Cindy, okay? And you have a baby at this point. They just go ahead and get it out the way. So Spider-Man can have a kid himself, but not be together with anybody like y'all want him to. But I'm so sick of everyone around Peter having kids. Betty Brant just had a child. I'm so sick of everyone around Peter having kids. But you know, I don't care if it's a basket out of wedlock. Just give it to Cindy. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, audience. I guess we could just close out with that.
Yeah. Well, audience, we have reviews that are timeless on our movie review section. It still needs to be updated a bit, but we have some reviews there. Like we reviewed Blue Beetle. We reviewed some Disney stuff. We reviewed some Marvel content. You know,
other miscellaneous things sometimes.
Therefore, Wolverine.
We have a Dragon Prince review up, audience.
Wait,
we're going to be doing Alien Romulus Wednesday.
Our last couple reviews are not on that playlist. But they're you can scroll down. They're not too far from here. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just lazy. I just keep forgetting to do it. Honestly.
Yeah, we're going to fight the editor. Don't worry. We're going to fight our editor. We're going to get it set up.
Gotcha. All right.